Okay, so I'm making a quick video here for anybody that's working on the business credit in Alt Ed, either Connections or College Link or SAM Missile. This is for the BTT1O or 2O or the BTA3O credit. All of these courses basically cover the same or have the same expectation. They're just geared at different grade levels, that's all. So it doesn't matter which one of those credits you're in. For the purpose of the situation we're in right now, where we're not in the regular classroom, I've made a few changes here on what the expectations are for this course. Okay, so like many other courses, the amount of work and the expectations have been reduced. And here's a quick tracking sheet of the entire course that shows really the key elements of this course that you need to cover here. So the first part, Unit 1, that deals with the Word software. Because this credit really focuses on these different Office Suite pieces of software, we can't really eliminate any of these key units here. So Unit 1 is Word, consists of modules 2, 3, and 4. We'll look at that on the tracking sheets that are within the course material in a little bit. Unit 2, a good unit here, just general online safety, working on the internet. This is a really good key unit to work on for yourself as well. Unit 3, this deals with the Windows operating system. So again, it's in my mind a very good key unit that we should not be looking to eliminate out of this course, because it helps you work through Windows and a lot of the key features of just the basic Windows computer environment. So that one will still be in here. Unit 4, which has to do with computer basics and computer hardware, we can eliminate that one for the purpose of this credit in this situation here. If you're going on to some other computer type classes down the road, I would suggest maybe doing this one, but if you're just looking to get this business credit right now, we can eliminate that one. The next major software unit is Excel, and that's Unit 5 in this program here. It covers modules 12 and 13. This is spreadsheet software, deals a lot with numbers and manipulating data. This would be a very key piece of software and learning expectation for this course, so we definitely still require that one. The next major piece of software, the next Unit 6 here, this is PowerPoint, which I suspect most of you in high school probably already have some exposure to PowerPoint, and this unit here should not be difficult for anybody really to get through. Unit 5 is probably going to be the most challenging unit, I would think, for some of you, because you probably haven't had much exposure to that. But that's okay. The PowerPoint unit should be pretty easy to breeze through that. Units 7 and Units 8, we're going to eliminate those for these purposes as well. And then finally, your portfolio is going to be a summary of the work that you did in 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. You're going to include all that together, and you're going to have to hand all that in. Now, let's just take a walk back here for a second, and we'll look at what some of your different options are for that. So on the front page here of the course material, and hopefully you have that already, and if not, let's look at the website where you can find that. Okay, so if you go to my website, which I've set up with all this information for the Alt Ed classes, if you look at the top of the page, you'll see the URL right there. It's prodanic.weebly.com. Okay, so if you don't have that already, you can just go there anywhere. And you can see the Courses tab. So if you click on the Courses tab, and then that takes you over here, gives you some other information about handing in some of your lessons. There's my email address right there if you need to hand it into that. You should ideally only be using your Office 365 Lakehead Public Schools provided account. Okay, that is what's been requested of you to do for communication. And if we scroll down here a little bit further, you can see that here I've got it listed as the BTT1O, 2O. But like I said, if you're doing the BTA, it's the same one. You click on that, and that will take you over to this page right here. And on this page, if you click on this link, when you click on that, it takes you immediately to this page here of the course material. Okay, and you'll be working on the on different tabs here. Okay, first one's going to be the Word 2016 right there that you'll be working on. Click on that one. Okay, but I'm just going to jump back here for a second because when you click on this other, when you click on the other button right here, that takes you to the full PDF version of this exact piece of paper that we're looking at together here. Okay. So on this course material here that hopefully you had provided to you, or you've been shown where to find this, or here it is now, you can see here that an option for saving your work is on that Office 365 account. You have access to your OneDrive, which is an online cloud account. So in terms of saving your work for this course, this I would recommend that you can use your OneDrive or your OneDrive online account. The work, when you save it there, it will always be there no matter what computer you log in anywhere or what device you log in. You'll be able to access your OneDrive. Alternatively, you could be using a USB flash drive. Generally, if we were in the classroom, I would provide you with a flash drive to save your work on, because as you know, the computers in the classrooms that we work on, you don't necessarily have your own specific computer that you're going to be on every single time. So a flash drive is a good option there. That way you could save all your work on there. Other option is if you are used to using a Google account and you have a G drive, you could save your work in a G drive. Or if you're working at home right now on your own computer or a board provided laptop for now, you could save your work on the main C drive. You could go onto the C drive there and create yourself a folder. Okay, so if we just slide down a little bit further on this one here, it talks about that. So you click on that little waffle icon and you see the OneDrive is there. And again, specific to working with the OneDrive, you can create yourself a folder, and you can read through all this slowly yourself. But you pull down the new option and you can see it gives you an option to create a folder. So create a folder for yourself. If you're in the BTT course, you can call it BTT, or if you're in the BTA, you can call it BTA, you can call it business, whatever, as long as the name of the folder is reasonable and represents what you're doing. Okay. Now that's where you're going to save all your work, because like I showed you at the end of the course here, what you will be expected to do is to submit everything that you've done in all of these units in this final portfolio. Okay, this is like your culminating activity for this course here, and so you need to have all of these files that you're working on saved, and then submit that to me at the end of the course. Okay. Alright, so that's that. And there's your options there. And like I said, you can, if you choose to use the OneDrive, that's fine. You could use a G drive, you could use a flash drive, or you can use a hard drive on your computer. So now this takes you into the website main page. And like I said, there is you can punch this into your browser, or there is the option on my website. If you click on this button right here on that BTT page, that'll take you right to the page here as well, to this particular website where all the work is. Okay, so then we get into Unit 1 for Word, and you can see that you will come to this page here. Once you click on that first option, there's videos embedded here for you to work with if you don't necessarily like reading all of this information. Talks about creating new things, takes you through work in the environment. I would recommend taking a little bit of time to go through this. I'm sure most of you are probably familiar with working with Word, and you can always stand to learn something new when you go through courses like this. I find it amazing because even I learn things there as well when you go through new little tricks. Okay, So go through these, you can read through this, go through the videos, whatever works for you. And you work down through here, and then here's these challenge lessons that you work on. Okay, and sometimes they ask you to open documents on some of these here. So sometimes you're going to create a document from scratch yourself, and other times they will have the document for you to open up, and then you will just manipulate that document. You'll make some changes to it, and then you'll have to save it. Okay. The other thing I wanted to cover here, you have all those papers, is the idea of the tracking sheets that are available for you at the ends of all of these different units here. So if we just look at the one at the end of the first unit on Word, you can see that I have these tracking sheets. So on the website, you could create yourself a profile, and then you could log in every time. I find some students, again, not a big fan of doing that, so I've created these tracking sheets for you. And the other advantage of these tracking sheets is it shows you different modules, and on some of these exercises, I don't expect you to do every single thing, so that might, there's little clues here as well sometimes for things that you do and do not have to do, okay? So if you read through all this, it's up to you. You can just check these boxes off or fill in the date here in these little boxes for yourself, just so you can keep track of these modules as you're working through them online. Okay, so this is the end of the Word unit. Now, typically in the classroom, you can see I have staple together, hand these in like you would with other lessons. But since I don't expect that anybody necessarily has a printer at home and will be able to print these out and staple them in and hand them in, all I'm asking you to do is to make sure that you're saving them electronically, save them in proper folders, because when it comes down to the end of the course, you're going to be handing in that BTT folder that you've created, or your BTA folder, and all of your electronic work will be in that folder. Okay. The other thing that I do mention is within these different units, like especially the Word unit here, it's probably not a bad idea for that unit to create. Here you can see the tracking sheet for the end of the next unit. There's modules 5 and 6. Okay, that's unit 2, the online stuff. So again, you can track all of the work that you're doing there. But what I do mention here at the end of unit 1 is that so you've created a main folder to do your work and save all your work in. And for the units, you could create individual unit folders within your main course BTT or BTA folder. So if you want to call it unit 1, or you want to call it your Word unit, whatever makes sense to you, and then keep all of those specific files within those subfolders within the main folder. Okay, so you would have something like your main BTT folder, so you're going to have the main folder of your computer that you're working on, and that's generally the C drive, and it will have many folders in there, but on that you're going to have your BTT or BTA, I'll call it just business here and keep it a little bit more generic. So you'll have this folder, and then within there you may want to create additional folders here. You can call it unit 1 folder, or you can call it your Word folder, or if you want to call it your Excel folder for your next one, something like that. As long as the folders that you have within this main folder off of your main hard drive makes some type of sense, because you're going to be handing this in to me as your portfolio at the end of the course, or your culminating activity. So when you send me an email, you'll be able to just attach this folder right here to your email, and it will grab everything and send that in to me as your final portfolio here with all of the work from these different units that you do. Okay, so hopefully that helps. If you got any questions, send me an email, and I'll address it either in the email, or if I need to make another video, I can make another video for you. Good luck.